John Aldridge back with us on the Irish Independent this week, an international break. So we're going to have to talk about Ireland, John. We don't often like doing it. It's been pretty painful, and it feels like our World Cup dream is going to die again. I mean, what could the manager have done better? Is there anything you think he could have done?
Good question, isn't it? Um, I don't know. You know, look, we keep on talking about where we could have been, who we could have had. We mentioned Conor Bradley there last week, didn't we? We've missed out on a few players that would have really enhanced our squad, unfortunately. Um, uh, but look, I watched the Norths game. Got young lads, a gang of young lads there, and they did pretty well. And they've given them a little bit of belief. Um, we just got to keep on going. Hopefully, something will happen for us down the line. Can he change it with the system? Yeah, I think that's what because you can't play it if you can't do it if you've not got the players at the highest quality. And they've got good quality. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking the lads in any way or form. And they give everything. But it's the structure and the way we play. Maybe we've got to be hard to be. And in Portugal, the lads worked with excellence. They were doing brilliant to take them to the last minute the way they did. A very good team will be right up there in the World Cup, in the semis or more. And that shows you that give me a little belief. And then we went and won our own game, and that's what you got. You got to scrap it. You got to scrap these games, but to be left now with playing Portugal at home, where I played when we beat them 1-0 at home, donkeys years ago, which I really enjoyed. And then go to Hungary away is asking a lot. But again, I say it every week, don't I? Things happen in football. You just never know. If we could scrap a 1-0, if we push them to the last minute away, we're at our own ground. Our fans are so passionate, so proud, and they get right behind them. That'd be a big factor. I think the fans, like at Anfield, like Madrid game last week, it was the roof nearly blew out off Anfield. In the big games, there's no better place in world football than Anfield. Atmosphere wild. And that's what the fans have got to try and give them one last push. Get a 1-0, get a clean sheet against Portugal. We nearly did it away, so there's no reason why we can't do it at home. You all got to, and the system that he played there, he employed. It's okay. If it worked there, it can work at home. And when if we get the opportunity, stick one away and put pressure on them. And then you're going into the Hungary game, and it looks different. They're under pressure, Hungary, but you only take one game as it comes, don't you? So yeah, it's tough, but let's see what happens against Portugal.
It feels like we're going to be into who's the next manager terms again by the end of the week, maybe. Looking at Robbie Keane, looking at Damien Duff, they're going to be in the mix. John O'Shea, how hard did you find it going from being a player to being a manager? Was it a difficult transition?
Yeah, it is. Initially, it's not. I think international football's completely different to league football. Now we were moving the second tier, Tranmere at the time. Well, now it's the Championship. I would have loved the opportunity to manage Ireland when I left. I left Tranmere, I resigned. Um, and the one job I was desperate to get was that, because you've got your month in between. You can do a lot of planning, a lot of work on the structure of what you want to do, preparations. Whereas what I was involved in, I was robbing Peter to pay Paul with players and things. I even lent the club nearly 100 grand one time to keep the administrators away, which I got back thankfully. But it was 24/7, and I made myself ill because I put so much into it, without talking about myself too much, and I realised when I made myself ill, I had to take a step back. I would have had maybe a heart attack or something. And I knew within myself I wasn't well, but I would have loved the opportunity to manage Brian Kerr. Got at that time, I was in the final six, along with some really good names. And I'd love to have seen what I could have done, but I'm looking what Duff has done really well. Robbie's gone to, to Hungary, Ferencváros, and done really, really well. Celtic's been linked with Robbie, haven't they? So, yeah, if he goes, I'd love to see one of them given a chance. Yeah, I would, yeah. Yeah, why not? They're passionate. They know from what they played under Mick, yeah, and other managers, what we need to get where we are. We haven't got now. We haven't got. To be fair, they played in a really good team with really good players playing in the Premiership. No, we haven't, have we? But they know that. Okay, they've got a lack of experience. But Stan got the job when we had the same. So why not? Yeah, I'd be all for it.
Yeah, just one player on the international scene. I think it's almost underrated in a way. Harry Kane has been in amazing form this year. A lot of people in England
Yeah,
often say he's not the real deal. He's not quite good enough. What are your thoughts on Kane?
stupid, isn't it? Stupid. He's a brilliant forward. He's a brilliant centre forward. Look at his stats. Amazing. And it's like a bottle of wine, to be fair, when I got older, you get wiser, and you can. I actually got. I got better when I got older. Like I wasn't compared to when I was in my early 20s. I peaked in my late 20s and then my 30s. And what he's done is incredible. Another Irish. We could have had him as well. I think. No, I think he's like he had his grandparents were Irish or something, so I believe. But I think he's amazing. I really do. He's not just done in England. He's gone to Germany, which it would be a lot easier for him in Germany. Not a lot easier. I shouldn't say that, but it would be easier. And there's talk about him going to Barcelona now next year to go into Spain. Why not? Why not? Is he good enough? Of course he is. He'll score it. He'll score a bag full in Spain. But I've got like massive respect for the man.
Yeah, I always think Robbie Keane used to get a bit of criticism in Ireland. Some of the media or some of the fans like, oh, well, he only scores against the rubbish teams, so to speak. But it's nonsense, isn't
No,
it?
no, no, no. That's not the case. No, you look. I remember the goal Robbie scored against Arsenal for Liverpool, the volley from about 30 yards. Wow. Did they miss that one, did they? Robbie Keane for Ireland was absolutely sensational. He kept us going. And that's what we're missing now. Someone who will always get you the goal, poach you the goal, scores the penalties, scores really good goals as well outside the box. And that's what we've missed since he's gone. Not just since he's gone. The goals he got us where we got. You're talking about World Cups and wherever we got, we didn't get the Euros, did we?
No, I don't
I think we
think
got yeah. But his goals got us in them World Cups, along with great work from the other ones. Not there, that's all, but it goes along. If you got someone who scores the goals like he did, you look his ratio for us. He's right up there with likes of Paul McGrath. Keno, Chippy, he's right up there with them, in my opinion. Absolutely.
he often isn't included in those lists, but he should be, shouldn't
I don't know that people don't know what on about
he? Yeah.
sometimes. Honestly, God, you don't know. I know I'm a fully fledged member of the Strikers Club, but strikers are where the medal, the goal. They get you the goal. They get you the little the 1-0ers out of nothing. Might be tapping, might be, but the that's why they throw. Liverpool just paid the world record for Isaac. It's a club record winning for Isaac. Vert is a striker of some sort. You look, Messi, Ronaldo, Pele, they're the world. I know some great. Beckenbauer was brilliant, absolutely outstanding defender, but he doesn't get mentioned. It's all the strikers are always the ones that get mentioned because they win the games.
Yeah, absolutely. Great stuff, John. We'll see you next week.
All right, Kev, cheers, pal.
Cheers.